I don't even think I have my equipment on yet, you guys. I'm just trying to get all the information as we speak right now. Okay, it looks like I'm going to put this back on. If I have any issues with audio, visual, whatever, just bear with me. I'm trying to get everything pulled up as we speak. Just bear with me. Okay. So it looks like as soon as we got off the live, it looks like we started having some breaking news coming out of Iowa. At first, it didn't look like it was anything important. It might have just been a prank call, but it sounds like it's getting pretty serious in Iowa right now. So we're just going to take some time right now. I'm not going to play any music. We're going to get right into this because, again, it is breaking. We have a situation out of Perry, Iowa. Perry, Iowa, an active shooter situation at a local Iowa high school. Again, I thought this might have been, a prank call, whatever it may be at the end of the year. You know how it goes. So I'm just going to give you guys what we have. I have no real information on this right now. I really don't have any information. We're all learning this together. I didn't have an opportunity to read this. I knew it was a breaking news situation, and I wanted to get this out to you guys very quickly. I see some of the comments in the chat already. Ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. I can't agree with you guys more right now. I cannot agree with you guys more. This is getting ridiculous in our country. We've got something going on. I know you guys think I'm going crazy over here on the Bullhorn Betty channel by putting a magnifying glass, but I'm telling you, our young people are very angry. There's a reason why this is going on, and we need to find out why. This is getting too much. This is getting too much. Authorities on Thursday morning responded to reports of a shooting at Perry High School in Iowa, about 25 miles away from Des Moines. Dallas County sheriffs have confirmed to NBC News that a shooting investigation is underway, but provided no further details. Multiple ambulances were reportedly seen arriving at the school, rushing away. The shooting was reported on the first day back for students following winter break. So you guys see why I'm thinking that this might be a prank call, because we all know this would be the first opportunity back for them. This is the one item that brought me to this story, but there's nothing here. So we're going to they do have some linked information here. Let's see what we can find out. If they've given us any more information. This is the Perry School District. See if anything is on their website. So they don't have any information on their website right now. But we are going to Twitter, of course, with any type of active information that's going on right now. We'll keep refreshing, seeing what's coming up, seeing if this is a prank. Active shooter situation is being reported. This keeps coming up, the same link, but there's nothing there on this link. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing here on this link that's really giving us any information. It's just saying multiple law enforcement vehicles, including what appears to be police and state troopers with flashing lights, were lined up outside of Perry High School in Iowa. Additional vehicles, including ambulance, could be seen coming and going this morning. So it's making people a little weird, a little, okay, let me start reading what you guys are saying in the chat. I see some people are doing some things. Good morning. Good morning. Parents should start parenting. I agree with you, Susie Sue. I agree with you. Absolutely. What is rapper? I don't know. I'm glad I live in the UK. We can't ban guns, Emma. We have just to have different laws, and we got too many crazy people over here to ban guns. I'm sorry. I don't feel comfortable leaving my house without my gun. Remove God from society. This is what yeah, it's a spiritual warfare, guys. Yeah, I think we all kind of, we all have our NBC News 7 minutes ago. Let me get back on here. What are they saying on NBC? Because I'm trying to find clips and nobody's running clips. It's just the same stuff here. Let me show you the tab that I've got. So I'm trying to find the active shooter, and it's the same. Everybody's reporting the same information. So then I go over to Google and Perry High School shooting, and we get this. But there's not really a whole lot of information. Let me see if anybody's got some videos up yet. Perry High School shooting. Let's see what this is.
New tonight, police say one person's been charged in connection with rumors of a school shooting planned at Perry High. Perry police say they investigated those rumors that circulated today.
Oh my gosh. There was arrest made back in September for a planned shooting at Perry High, and they foiled that. And now we have a potential shooting here some 3 months later? No. Sure enough is 25 minutes ago. Here we go. Here we go.
News of an active scene. These are photos courtesy of PerryNews.com. Right now, this is an active scene at Perry High School. We do not know many details at this moment. We do have photos of the scene right there. We have a crew on the way, simulcasting on Channel 5 and 23, so be sure to stay with us. There's a photo of the active scene at Perry High School right now. We are working to confirm what exactly is going on at this hour. 8:28 is your time. Again, if you are just joining us right now, this is an active scene we are following near Perry High School. We also want to let you know these photos you are seeing. This is from our crew at the scene who just arrived there. We have Megan McPherson, this is rather from the Perry News. Our reporter Megan McPherson is heading to the scene right now along with a photographer, and as soon as they get more information of what happened this morning at 8:28 now, we will update you.
Okay, so we are getting some crews out there. We're going to go ahead and just keep staying here. We're going to, as soon as I find something out and start getting some feeds coming in, we will start rolling those feeds here to find out what's going on. Now, guys, I want to caution you. Let's not freak out yet. No, we're hearing this just because we're hearing there's a potential of an active shooter, this being the first day back from Christmas vacation, this very well may be a prank. I mean, it's Thursday, right? So just let's not, if you have a child in this school, let's just get some information. Let's not have knee-jerk reactions just yet. Okay, hold on a second. I got some stuff coming in. Give me a second. Thank you, PJ. By the way, let me get you up here. Let's see where we're at. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Police scanner. Okay, let me get over here. Maybe we can hear something. It's not going to let me put, because I'm on my computer. I can't, well, maybe I can download it on my phone. Okay, hold on just a second, guys. Sorry. So she's playing it. Let's see what it says. Is this a video or is it just a photo? So we have a way to get some, to have this. Let me see if I can get Dallas County. Hold on. There's Skinner, Dallas County, Sheriff, EMT. Okay, here we go. Okay, the volume's all the way up. But I don't hear any. We got 1,400 listeners, but there's 1,400 people on this channel right now, or 14,000 listening, but I don't hear anything going on at the moment. But we'll go ahead and keep this. We'll keep my phone open on the Dallas, Iowa fire and EMS link right now to see if we hear anything. So if you guys hear anything, let me know, because I'm on here. We're going to be trying to bring this everything to you. Email, please. bullhornbetty@gmail.com. bullhornbetty@gmail.com. So I'm going to have, this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to be looking at several different things, from screens to phones and everything. So my mods, if you guys see something in the chat that I need to see, can you stick it in the mod squad chat? I'm going to be monitoring that as well, but at least it'll pop up on the computer as well as my phone at this moment. So while I'm doing some research, we're going to get some information out as to what is going on in Perry, Iowa. We're hearing that there's an active shooter situation going on actively for everybody that's coming in. We don't know what's going on at this present time. We're hearing from a lot of news organizations that there's an active shooter situation in Perry High School. We're doing some preliminary information. And then they're saying there's multiple victims, guys. We're getting some information that there's multiple victims. Why is my Why is my, all right. Give me just a second. Apparently I'm gonna have to get this app because the other app's not working for me. So we're hearing there's multiple victims coming in, guys. There's multiple victims. Go ahead and change that. Oh, good Lord. Multiple victims. I'm trying to get us up, but until then, let's go ahead and see if we can find some additional videos here. There's got to be something coming in soon. 31 minutes ago. Nothing's coming in. We just got a few things. Here we go. This is what I just found out. This came in just 3 months ago, guys. This is from 3 months ago right here. September 21st.
Police say one person's been charged in connection with rumors of a school shooting planned at Perry High.
Perry High is the high school right now that has multiple, we're hearing multiple, what does it say? Buffering on yeah, that's what I was on, is Broadcastify, and it wasn't working. And so let me go here. I'm trying to get. And this came in 3 months ago. So Perry High School is the one that just has an active shooter right now, and they're basically saying that the active shooter is 31 minutes ago. I'll put this back up.
Following breaking news of an active scene. These are photos courtesy of perrynews.com. Right now, this is an active scene at Perry High School. We do not know many details at this moment. We do have photos of the scene right there. We have a crew on the way, simulcasting on Channel 5 and 23, so be sure to stay with us. There's a photo of the active scene at Perry High School right now. We are working to confirm what exactly is going on at this hour. 8:28 is your time. Again, if you are just joining us right now, this is an active scene we are following near Perry High School. We also want to let you know these photos you are seeing. This is from our crew at the scene who just arrived there. We have Megan McPherson, or this is rather from the Perry News. Our reporter Megan McPherson.
Perry News. Let me see if I can find Perry News. So Perry News is coming in, but it's only 35 minutes ago. Okay, here we go.
Just double checking. Have we established a reunification center?
That's affirmative. The reunification center is going to be at the McCreary building.
10-4.
Any reunification is at the McCreary building. The McCreary building. I don't know where the McCreary building is out there, but people that are in the area and concerned about what is going on.
62.
I'll be available for calls South Beat, and 57 will be on the north if you guys get anything.
Copy.
175 from Dallas, checking. Thank you. 905.
Can you guys hear that?
Dallas, 975. I'm 10-8. 975 in service, 905.
$11 a.m. news conference. Thank you, Forever Army. If anybody can tell me where that news conference is or where it's going to be at, I'd really appreciate it. Let me find a stand here to put this phone on so you guys can listen to this. By the way, thank you, channel, for giving me all this beautiful stuff that we can use when stuff like this happens so we don't miss anything. Courtesy of a channel subscriber.
No, it's 973.
973.
You show myself in 974 in service.
906.
All right, there. I think we got it set up close enough to the microphone that you guys should be able to hear everything. While you guys are listening to this, you're going to hear me or see me moving around here, because I want you to see that we're working here, but I'm not going to be able to talk because I need to find some stuff so I can get you guys the information. So just bear with me. I'm going to get you guys some streams up as soon as possible. This is breaking news. This is actively going on right now, and we are doing our best to try to bring everybody as much information. Just a hypocritical question. At least you're honest, right? Just a hypocritical question. If the government takes the citizens' firearms away, would this prevent all this madness? Well, Candy, I know it is sarcastic as that comment was. You know the answer to that. Of course not, because criminals, by definition, commit crimes. They break the laws. They're the ones that we have to worry about. Me, trust me, I'm not a danger with my gun. Okay. Me being a gun owner is probably the safest place your gun could possibly be, right? I don't lose my temper. I know how to handle my gun. It's there for literally my protection and my protection only. So removing all the guns from this country or any other country, by design, who would be the ones that would actually have the guns at the end of the day? All the criminals, because they don't follow the law. If the law tells them not to have guns, they'll stockpile them, right? It's just, what do you do? There's always an advantage and a disadvantage to any kind of law we have, right? There's a benefit and a con. There's a pro and a con to everything. Guns are the largest killer of children in this country. True children victim advocates would be pro common sense gun reform. We are the only industrialized nation with this problem. But we have to work in the confines of our laws, and our laws are a lot different than other countries. And the problem is everybody wants to blame the gun. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, and just hear me out. You don't have to agree with it.
Yeah, 80106 Beckett Station.
908.
This is my position on it. The guns don't kill people. Guns don't kill people. You still take those angry people, you take guns away from them. If they want to harm somebody, they're going to use vehicles, knives, bats, machetes. They're going to use whatever they can, because at the end of the day, guns don't kill people. They don't.
Yeah, okay, 9. 9, go ahead. I'm not getting out on that, guys. Just let you know, I think I got all the media relocating to the proper location.
So they need
Copy, just confirm that is 18th and Lucinda, correct?
18th and Lucinda, media.
Copy, 17th Lucinda area between Lucinda and Northwest area.
18th and Lucinda is where the media can set up.
Area 909.
So we're not hearing anything major about what's going on there, but it does sound like there's multiple victims at this scene right now. News Now update, ABC News. Is that on? Okay. Thank you, guys. I wish they would get these things up a little bit easier. 39. I've got nothing coming in.
Could you and the DOT investigator walk over to the reunification plant that's just south of us, and I can give you a phone call now?
Perry, Iowa. That is where police say there's an active shooter at a high school. Not much else is known at this point, but today was the beginning of the second semester for the Perry Community School District following the winter break. So again, reports of an active shooter at this high school in Perry, Iowa, a very small town there in Iowa. A terrible start to the new year for this community. We'll bring you the very latest details as they come into the newsroom throughout the day here on air and on local10.com.
Okay, so we don't really have... We still don't have any information. Nobody's got any information coming to us. I'm working.
I'm right to the sheriff's office. Someone turn it over again.
Have you advised to go?
10:32.
Okay.
Traffic.
Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, we got that one. So If anybody has any links, send them to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. We are working.
600.
600, bud.
Release from the hospital and right back to member.
Copy, release and back to member at 911.
We're listening to the feed from the communications. I'm sure not the main, they have probably secret stuff. This is the main channel that you're hearing stuff on as they're coordinating media areas, reunification areas. We're listening to that live right now as they are speaking back and forth. This is law enforcement. This is in Dallas County. This is in Dallas County. Thank you, Aileen. I'm seeing some stuff coming in on our Gmail. We're going to be working with this as much as we can. Anybody that has any information, if you guys can be sending that to me, I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's see what this is. Active shooter. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I've got this feed. I have that article already. We need a live feed coming in from this active shooter situation. If anybody can see calling for multiple ambulances on the scanner. I haven't gotten those on this scanner. Which channel are you on? Because the one I'm on is not calling for multiple ambulances at this time. Let me get Broadcastify up and see if they're starting, if they've got their okay, let me see if we can get this up. Dallas. So we only have one, and they're talking about, okay, so let's go ahead and play this one online and see if we can get some more information. I don't know if we can, but we'll try.
Yeah, that's 175 on the other for the sheriff's office.
Copy.
Okay. Let's see. You gotta
When
listen to
something
commercial.
happens to your car, you might say,
Sorry, guys, we have to listen to the commercial.
but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. 3507.
There we go.
$175. I'm sorry, your volume was really low. Can you just read that for me?
Yeah, 10-4-086 B-boy 3507.
It's wants to Robert Heinbaugh out of Adel.
Okay, you guys can hear all that? It's going to make me, hold on, let me just purchase this. It just kicked me off. Hold on a second. I'm just going to purchase the premium. It's so frustrating, but I'm just over it. I need to get this thing up and running. All right, give me just a second. Actually, I can probably play it while I'm waiting, but it's just going to play a commercial again, and I don't feel like listening to another commercial. I hate commercials. It drives me crazy. Good Lord. All right, I'm turning this one back on. Sorry, guys.
$121.
I'm still having up. Oh, it is. We're still good. Okay.
Just 121.
Give me PDX in for us. Copy.
I'm going to turn my volume off, guys, while I'm looking for stuff. I've got. All right.
Hey, what's up? Are you good to go live? What do we do? I think so. Roger Rod just showed up. Is that Rod? Okay. Use your microphone. I'm just calling Nathan. He's on the studio right now.
All right, guys, this is the live feed
I'll
of
do
the
a live
active
feed, but I
shooter
got my wrong
situation.
earbuds.
We've got a live feed.
121 hours.
We also have our.
121. Give me PDX in for us. Copy.
Yes, Roger. All right, you ready to go? Yeah, I'm just getting my ear. But Jack's going to shoot it, right? Yep. Dinkla's here. Okay. All right. Dinkla's coming. All right. Thanks. All right. So right now we have zero information for you, other than this is an active scene, obviously. Sheriff Infante, Chief of Perry Police Department, everybody's here. We're going to try to have an update for you at 10 o'clock.
We have an active shooter situation at Perry High School in Iowa. And this is just to give you guys a little background information on what's going on. There was a foiled shooting plot at this school some 3 months ago. People had gone to jail. Some kids from this school had gone to jail several months ago. So I've got several things going on behind my ear. You guys can't hear it.
Okay.
I've got several things. I have to take my earpiece out because I got several things going on. I've got the broadcast going on, so I'm listening to the feed coming in from the people, the officers. The broadcastify is going on in my ear, plus this is going on in my ear. So bear with me. I'm trying to do 15,000 things. I'm going to try to get several things going at once. If I can get another screen showing, but it won't only let me show one screen at a time.
Well, Justin, just a few
Here we
moments
go.
ago, we got a briefing from some law enforcement officials here. We're just to the west of the school, by the football stadium. They said right now the people who are delegated to handle the media, they say they don't have very much information to give us. They said they are working to try to give us some type of information. Hopefully they are planning a media briefing around 10 o'clock today with some type of information. But at this point, what I've seen is kind of what I saw on the way here is that there's law enforcement everywhere around the school. And as I was arriving, there were a bunch of unmarked black cars with police lights, possibly federal investigators arriving. The whole east side of Perry is just not a traffic jam, but there's law enforcement everywhere. And you cannot just drive anywhere through the town of Perry. But right now we're just waiting here. That's the Perry Blue Jay football stadium back over there. And the school is back that way to the east. And you can see there's a fire truck, and there's just, I would say, easily dozens, if not hundreds, of law enforcement vehicles here in this area. And so that's all we can tell you right now, Justin. I guess they want to make sure that they get the accurate information. So at this point, it's just we're waiting here with the media by the football stadium to try to find out what is going on here.
So I don't think we can hear their people talking to him, but we can hear him talking. So
62 motorist.
Unit on 1-1.
62 have a motorist on Main and out, kind of blocking traffic. I'm going to help try to get off the road.
So we got several different things going on here. Right now, for the folks that are just tuning in, we have an active shooting situation at Perry High School in Iowa. Perry High School in
They're gonna do
Iowa.
a briefing at 10. 10 right here, right? Yep.
So we're gonna stay here. They're gonna have a briefing at 10 here, which I believe Iowa's what, an hour behind us or 2 hours behind us? I don't know. But we already have a reunification unit, and they're already staging media at a certain location, which I am assuming is where he's at. We don't know what's really going on. Nobody knows what's really going on. We're getting reports there are multiple victims. I don't know that to be true, but there is a lot of heavy police presence at the Perry High School. This is a serious situation.
And just let them know that the children are now being moved from the elementary school. We're in the process of starting to move children to the reunification point.
Copy.
This is 23 traffic. I'll relay it.
Thank you. 653 and 922.
Is back in second.
Copy. 922.
All right, guys. So those that are just tuning in, we have an active police shooting. I'm trying to work behind the scenes right now to find out what is going on. Just bear with me.
What'd you say? What do you want me to do?
No,
Okay.
591.
591 is back in service. Please keep Granger at center.
Copy, back in service. Keeping Granger at center.
Right now, Justin, we're still waiting to continue to grow. The contingent of media here at this site just south of the football stadium continues to grow. A lot of interest in what is going on here. We did have a representative from the Polk County Sheriff's Office and from the Iowa State Patrol talk to us just a few minutes ago, saying that the information that they have about what happened here is very sketchy. So they're still trying to gather information, trying to get things targeted toward a 10 a.m. media briefing. But that's, of course, in these kind of situations, it could be 10 a.m., it could be later. What they want to do is try to get the best information they can out to the public. And so they've asked the media to gather here in one location so that they can put information out that's accurate and not, just something that somebody saw on Facebook. And the other thing too is the traffic here in town is, if you ever come to Perry, it's normally a nice small Iowa town and not too hard getting around, but there are law enforcement everywhere. I would say probably easily hundreds of law enforcement vehicles and lights everywhere across south of the Perry School. And now we're just to the west of the school. Football stadium's here, and the main area of town is back behind our camera here would be downtown Perry. So, and trying to get in on the east edge of town, and they had that area blocked off, the shortest route to the school. You could not get down and get even close. So right now, just a matter of, we have Sergeant Dinkla here from the Iowa State Patrol. He said he's been on his phone. I can see him over there on his phone right now. He's trying to get the best information to give us when they do finally come up with a news briefing and tell us what has happened. Obviously our hearts go out to the school, to the parents that have kids there. Hopefully they're all hearing from their kids, but we just don't know what's happening. We can't give you any solid information at this point of time, but we do have Sergeant Dinkla coming over here. So I don't know if he's going to talk to us now. You're going to go now, or what?
24 on 1.
Everybody, we're just sending a release out right now that at 10 o'clock there will be an incident.
We're unloading the first
right
bus
here.
now.
So
I don't know if you want to be the
anybody
last
needs to get
one,
any
just so
other
we know
people
that the school's
notified or
completely
wait
clear of
for
that.
10 o'clock, there will be an
If you could send that boon officer, he's behind you on the second bus. If you could send him back over here, and that way we can
right now, just
send an officer with this final bus.
Again, it's very fluid. I'm just getting the information.
10 for
to
11.
let you guys know. So
All right. He said 10 o'clock. So that's 9:26 by my clock. So we'll just be waiting here. Probably won't have too much to say before that. But
okay, so a half an hour, guys, a half an hour.
Incident, and a helicopter took off out of here, and lots of law enforcement. Being that it's close to the Iowa caucus, we have a lot of media here, even CBS News. So,
oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
A lot of stuff going on here, a lot of interest in this, and that's about all we've got here for now, Justin. We'll throw it back to you.
I forgot. You know what? President Trump has a whole bunch, or former President Trump has a whole bunch of events that are going on in Iowa right now. Comments to different organization with different politicians, even Marjorie Taylor Greene. Everything is going on in the Iowa caucusing stuff. I forgot all about that. This is going on in the state that a lot of people are, on both sides are in right now. Like, this is, yeah. I don't think it's connected. I don't know one way or another. I mean, I shouldn't say one way or another. I have no earthly idea if they're connected, but I forgot all about it. I know.
No, surgery.
33.
1041, I'm being right up there. Where do they want us to go?
Copy. You can just switch to 3E for me. That's where incident command's going to be. They should be able to direct you.
3E, did you guys hear it? So they do have a back channel. The main people are working on a back channel. This is for all everybody else. What we're able to hear is not what is being communicated on the ground. It's only what's releasable. They know that the public listens to these feeds. So anytime they need to take these feeds off, or they need to have confidential, like, people, they have a special frequency that typically can't be penetrated by. It's almost like a
Yeah, it was 125.
I could be wrong about it. Somebody might want to clarify, but I'm pretty sure it's almost like an encrypted feed where nobody can get on it. Nobody can listen into,
I'll be
but the
clear
people.
when you get a chance to contact that 27 Acre Road.
So what
Yeah, 10-4 should be there for you already.
So what you guys are listening to is we've got the Dallas County EMS, police, and ambulance feed on the cell phone next to the microphone. We've got the live feed from one of the people on the ground up here. So we are aware, and we can get you guys the information. If there's anybody in this area, you're asked to stay away from the area if you don't have children that are going to the school. It sounds like just a few minutes ago, they started getting the children out of the elementary school. So any schools that are in and around this particular school right now, they're going to be trying to lock down and or get them moved out and released to their parents and get to safety. They want to be able to get as much liability away from them as possible, because they need to focus on this active police scene. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. We've got ambulances, we've got fire trucks, we've got law enforcement. When it comes to law enforcement, you have the people that are going to be strategically placed around this school, and you're going to have the other ancillary law enforcement that has to field traffic control and getting people in the places they need. So there's going to be traffic personnel there directing families to the Reunification Center, and directing the media over to the area where they need to be staged up, and directing the detectives and all the other. If this is an active police shooting, you're going to have an alphabet soup of federal agents, from the FBI to ATF to U.S. Marshals, most likely Secret Service. There's going to be a lot of people on the ground assisting in this situation. If law enforcement is just now getting on the grounds here, then this is probably something that's happened within the last hour. You have probably about another hour or so, and then you're going to have major people, major like the top brass
Dallas 600.
making it to the scene to evaluate.
600, 603 back station.
Copy that, 931.
Yeah, Justin, actually, I'm southwest of the high school. Football stadium's over here just to the north, and the school's back to the east. We're
Thank you,
waiting
Miss Lee,
for
Mama
that briefing
Free.
coming up in about a half an hour or so. Sergeant Dinkler just told us that they have been working on trying to assemble the information. They don't have a lot concrete that they can give us right now, but it is a fact that this town is covered with law enforcement right now, starting on the east edge of Perry, which is kind of the shortcut into the schools on the east edge of town. If you're coming off 141, you cannot get in that first exit. Although if you have business in Perry that's not related to the schools, you shouldn't have any trouble getting into the west. That looked pretty clear from where I was. But in this area around the Blue Jay convenience store, the high school, the football stadium here, there's just law enforcement almost every intersection, and you just can't get too close to the school. And they've asked the media to assemble here because obviously they want to be able to give us the information and get that out as soon as possible. And, we expect people like Sergeant Dinkler that, they have all the information, but first they have to get it. So that's what they're doing right now is they're on the phone trying to confirm what they're going to tell us here in a little bit. And so we can have the latest information. And obviously people in this community really want to know that have students or teachers that might be involved. Right. They are, yeah, we have that's they're just getting set up that he's not releasing anything. So that's right. Yeah, as you know, we're kind of on the fly here reporting this story, but yeah, we're just waiting to find out what's going on here. And as soon as they give us the information, we'll bring it to you live, Justin.
So you're not hearing Justin, which is probably the person he's speaking to at the news crew. We're not hearing any conversations they're saying on that end. We're only listening to what he's saying to them. It looks like they're getting ready to gear up for the press conference, which we're expecting to happen in about 20 so minutes.
121 from Dallas.
Rapper's giving us an update. Perry High School shooting has finally ended with Perry Police Department to have a press conference at 10 a.m. Des Moines Register was told by police that it's no longer an active situation.
121 from Dallas.
That's good news. Did they have, but we want to know if there's any loss of life here.
121.
Do you have an available EMS unit there that can head to 17th and Warford? We've got an additional victim that just showed up with some grazes.
We got additional victims with some grazes.
Yes, we will.
So we got some additional victims. This was an active shooting situation, guys.
No, it's 592 in route. 592 now, just confirming 17th and Warford. 17th and Warford. Copy 17th and Warford.
Sorry, guys, I'm doing all
Dallas 970.
970.
I'll be 10-8 from here and route back to Woodward.
Copy that, 935.
So it sounds like from the last conversations that we just heard on the police scanner is that there are additional victims going with graze type wounds. There was an active shooter. It sounds like the
592 from Dallas.
Go ahead, Dallas.
25-9 advising your patient will be in a white state patrol truck.
Copy, boys.
All right, guys. Sorry, I know I'm not talking to you. I'm doing 1,000 things behind here, but just to give the people that are coming in an update on what is going on, we received a notification. Actually, to be honest with you, Rapper, it was your notification that made me come on here and cover this story, because you had commented on the last live we did and said, and now we have, I can't remember what your comment was, Rapper, but you said something, and now we have an active shooting situation. And of course, I come online and look at, we have an active shooting situation, and sure enough, we do.
He's on 3E, 3E.
So it sounds like this 3E
Colonel
is
bus is being moved to the McCreary Center. Parents from the daycare and the elementary school have been notified to pick up their kids at the McCreary Center.
elementary and daycare.
Dallas is direct on all of that.
Elementary and daycare parents, McCreary Center is where you're going to be going to pick up your children. It's where you're going to be going to pick up your children. What we have learned so far, for those that are just tuning in, we have an active shooter situation at Perry High School. Perry High School was a target of an active shooting situation, or a plot back in September. Several people were arrested back in September for plotting at this school. Now today we're learning at the first day back from Christmas break, there is an active shooter situation at the very school that had an active shooter plot back in September 21st to be exact. I don't know what's going on with the school. It seemed like at one point they had this resolved. And then today we have an active shooting situation with multiple victims. We're hearing multiple victims are going, we don't know what condition some of the victims are. The most recent notification we heard on the bands, the feeds from law enforcement, was that there was a few that were going to the hospital with Graves type wounds. We're thankful for those. Those seem that like they're not life threatening, but those are just the ones that we've heard about recently. There may be something more going on. They're saying the active shooter situation is no longer happening at this moment. They do not have a threat. I don't know if they neutralized the threat, who the threat was. No, I don't think this is an elementary. From my understanding, this is happening at the high school, Perry High School in Iowa. However, some of the local schools, daycares, elementary schools, and any other schools that may be in the near around that school are being removed from those schools, and having a reunification center for all students that are being removed from their schools, and that is at the McCreary Center. Any parent that is in the area or has a child going to a daycare that's near this high school, an elementary school that's near this high school, or anybody at this high school, it sounds like the reunification area is the McCreary Center. The McCreary Center. Sorry.
722, they're back to station 944.
We have a live feed at the scene, as well as the radio scan feed from police. And Rapper's reminding us, they also said the injuries of others are unclear. Thank you for that. It's becoming, we talk about this. Everybody thinks I'm so mean. I promise you, when I'm talking about these things, I'm talking about these things from my heart. I've been talking about the issues with our young people. Everybody wants to say Betty's mean. Betty doesn't know what she's talking about. Every time we turn around, we find out that, you know what? I was right about something. I know it's easy to say I'm not because it's an unpopular viewpoint. We don't want to see these things, but I promise you, I'm seeing these things going on. I'm researching all this stuff. And not only that, but there's so many stories that I read and I review and I actually study and process. And those cases we never even talk about on this show because some of them are too graphic or just too sad to even talk about. But I read them. We have a lot of angry young people in our country, guys. A lot. We got to find out why.
And it's we're just.
I'm so sick of these young people not valuing life. We are humans. When did we stop? When did we stop educating our children?
They're asking all media stay here and not go elsewhere. And right now they're not. This is going to happen at 10 o'clock, but they're just asking their.
Dallas County 726 clear seat Outback Station.
Preservation of life should always be utmost and foremost. Somewhere along the way, we have dehumanized our kids where this is okay behavior. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to explain it.
Continues to grow here, but really we're still waiting for any kind of information in the
Thank you, Just a Country Girl. God bless you.
Right now, again, this whole part around the high school football stadium, there are officers virtually everywhere, every intersection, and right now we're just waiting on something to happen. And certainly, as Justin, I was listening to you describe the parents reuniting with their kids. As somebody who's raised kids too, I can understand, when you take your kid to school and drop them off, it's kind of a routine day, kind of a humdrum day, and then all of a sudden this has happened and kind of makes everybody kind of reconsider things. But right now, just waiting to see what happens here. And if you have to come to Perry at all, downtown Perry and the west part of town should be okay, but the eastern side of Perry I would stay away from, because unless you have something urgent, then we really don't have any need to get in here. So we are standing by here. They've got the microphones all set up, but they want to wait till they finalize the information. They want to give us accurate information. And this is one of those instances where the officers told us that it was hard for them to even get information. They were on the phone trying to get something that they could give us and release to the media. So that's kind of where we're just waiting here, Justin, for the moment.
So we're not hearing what Justin's saying back to him. But I just want to let you know that
I'll be in service, special assignment 1608 Grove Street. I'll also be available for calls.
Special assignment.
1608 Grove Street.
Sorry. Let me mute this until we see the guy come up there so we can hear the radio feed.
Dallas 175.
Okay, we're just going to...
I'll be special assignment 1300 South 15th Meadowview.
So for those that are just tuning in, we have an active shooter situation right now going on in Perry, Iowa.
1300 South 15th.
We were told it was a Perry High School. All these cops are at, we can see right there in the back, this says Perry Middle School. We've been told that this was happening at Perry High School. Now, if we have the middle school may be attached to the high school. That would explain it. But we heard it was at a high school, but we see Perry Middle School clearly in the distance with all the cops around it, guys. So this could potentially be a little confusion from media out there's part. This could very well be at the middle school as opposed to the high school. I just now noticed that behind this area, but this is also where they're setting up the media presence. And this may be away from the active shooting situation. And this just may be on the other side. And we know how the school systems work. They typically have these schools somewhere similar in position to one another. So you typically, like within a 2 or 3 mile radius, you'll have the middle school, the high school, and the elementary school. At least that's the way it is here in Florida. Not all the time, but most of the time you have all those facilities kind of close together within a few miles apart. So that may be the situation here as well. I'm trying to get through your comments here to see. Yes, I know, Sassy, you're not lying. It's a madhouse. We were talking. We were talking on the show this morning, and I know I get kind of in a like a little political diatribe, or pedestal or soapbox or whatever you want to call it. And I get it. I get it that sometimes this is not the stuff that you guys want to hear, but it's really to empower you to go out and make sure that you put in stuff in your own community, so this stuff can help prevent it. Community organization and camaraderie is an amazing thing that you can have with the people, your neighbors, people you don't know. Finding out if there's issues going on in your community that you can help with. Will it prevent this? We don't know. We just know that there's got to be something better out there, and all of us sitting on our hands is not doing this country any good. We got to get out there and do meaningful work, because we're all true crime junkies, not because this just entertains us. I think it's a curiosity of how the other side of the of I don't even know, pendulum
593 from now.
is. We don't understand this behavior. Most of us don't understand how
Go ahead for 93.
somebody can pick up any.
Can you transport the request and you go to Methodist downtown? Methodist.
We have a transport going to Methodist.
Dallas, I think you need to talk to 92. We're at Methodist downtown, just leaving. Sorry about that. 592 from Dallas. 592 copies, and we will be en route to Methodist Main shortly. Copy, thank you.
So we have victims, guys. We have.
Dallas from 722's back at station.
722 back at station 948.
I'm just going to shut up.
Dallas County 726, same traffic.
726 back at station at 948.
Every time I try to talk, they say, I think they're trying to start moving people. Maybe they didn't have information before, and now that they're able to get in to the school, maybe they're now starting to transport people now that the active shooter situation is neutralized, potentially. We don't know. We're just sitting here trying our best to get as much information out there.
201 from Dallas. 201, go ahead.
Can you unlock the SD?
Unlock the FD?
Similar, we have law enforcement requesting you unlock the SD form.
Yeah, I'm still in top control. I'll send somebody up there.
Copy that, thank you.
For those that are just tuning in, I just want to, I've got a live feed here. I've got the EMS and police on the phone. So we've got two different feeds coming in right now to give us as much up-to-date information. If somebody has a different view or a different feed coming in from a different organization, please give me that information so we can have different angles. We may get in a situation where this audio may be crap. I don't think that's going to be the case, but we don't know. We really need to have
Not at Meadowview, 950.
multiple sources if we're going to bring this to you.
25-1 from Dallas.
They are transporting multiple victims to the hospital. Some, we don't know what the condition of the victims are in.
25-1 from Dallas.
What I can tell you is that the ones that we've heard so far since we've been on this live are in decent condition, graze wounds. But we know that in an active shooter situation, that may not be the case. We also have a press conference going on this live in just a few moments. So if you're here to find out more information about this school shooting, we will be going live.
Come to the elementary school. You can help at their reunification point. Copy. Main doors. Actually, in the career building right next door to the elementary school.
Do we know, has anybody seen on any other social media platform? Sorry, I'm trying to read some stuff. Do we have any other information? Is anybody monitoring Twitter? I'm going to go on Twitter right now and see if I can find any more information. I want to see if we have any type of additional information now that we have more boots on the ground out there. And I think we do. Okay, we're starting to get some information. We're going to keep this up. I'm going to have to turn this volume back on so I can tell when they're going to have the press conference. Press conference is gearing up. Actually, we're so close to the press conference. We need to stay here. We've got some additional information coming in on Twitter that we're going to review as soon as we are done with this press conference. We're going to go to Twitter and start getting as much information as possible. This press conference should be starting in about 5 to 6 minutes. Please stay tuned. We're going to learn about this active shooting situation we're learning it's Perry High School in Iowa, but where they're at when they focus in on that building right behind where all those microphones are, it says Perry Middle School. So it is possible, but I don't think they would put the media that close to the active shooter situation. So I have a funny feeling they've got. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Let me just turn this down. We don't want to turn it off. There we go. We'll just turn it down a little bit. So right behind this gentleman here, you will see a Perry Middle School. Perry Middle School. So it almost had me a little nervous, but then I had to think they're not going to have media set out right out in front of an active crime scene or active shooting situation. So they probably have them down the road, just like they're transporting and relocating the elementary students as well as the daycare students to the McCreary building so they can have a reunification point with their parents. Their parents are so they're moving all the people out of the danger zone and into a safe area so they can be reunified with their family safely. So I have to think that that's similar with this whole situation that we're dealing with right now with them setting up this press conference. That's going to be removed from the area because they want to make sure even the media is safe. They want anybody that's out there to be safe and a safe distance away from any potential evidence, any potential threat. We now know it sounds like the threat has been neutralized. We don't know what that means. Did the shooter get away? Did they have to, use lethal force? Is the victim or the assailant, one of the victims going to the hospital, or one of the injured? I shouldn't call him victim. One of the injured going to the hospital. We have a lot of questions. It sounds like this is a fluid situation. They're trying to get their handle on it the best they can. I have to be honest with you, with them having a press conference this soon, they must have a handle on it pretty good. I read the shooter unalived himself, so it sounds like the shooter has been eliminated, not by law enforcement. So outside a classroom, we're going to have a serious conversation, whether you guys want to have it or not, or whether you want to beat Bullhorn Betty up yet again for bringing something that needs to be talked about. I'm waiting to find out who this person is and if it's a student and what the age of this person is. If I find out that it's yet again another young child, and I'm going to call them child, 25 or younger. That's a child to me. Okay. It's a child. I know you guys disagree, but anybody 25 and younger is a child to me. Our young children, the middle school and high school, have the same address. Okay, so they're connected. Okay, thank you, Shorty. That explains. I kind of, for whatever reason, I was kind of thinking that at first, but and the way their cameras are, it does seem like they're far away from the school, and they've got a big building and some bleachers in their way of any kind of. They've got a lot of barriers between them and the media, so it looks fairly safe. But again, the middle school scared me. I was hoping it wasn't the middle school. It truly was the high school. But that's still scary to think the high school is that close to that middle school, and they had an active shooter, and those even younger children were affected by it. It appears it's a U shape from the map. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Shorty. I think then what we'll do is once this press conference is over, we'll go through the Twitter feed. We'll go through the maps and ideas so we can all get a layout of this area and, how it happened. But before I go on a diatribe, before I get on another soapbox, right? I know. But now you know why I'm doing it. Yeah, this is just, we got to do something, guys. We can't just keep sitting around on our hands covering these cases. I mean, at some point, we on the true crime community are going to have to stand up and speak up. I mean, we're going to have to start putting some action behind some of the stuff we're doing here. Because I've got to be honest with you. Yes, we cover these cases. It's not, but I got to tell you, it's not that we want to. I mean, there is a reason. Trust me, I have my own agenda as to why I cover these cases. Right? I'm a political activist. Of course I have an agenda. Right? Of course I have an agenda. I want to help people. And I want to put an end to crime. And I want to find meaningful ways to do it. We all should. Because, I mean, trust me, this is going to affect one of us. I mean, think of how ironic it was that Kaylee Gonzalez followed Chronicles of Olivia in the work that we did. And she ended up being a victim of one of the most high-profile cases of our century. This is getting crazy. No, I agree, Madison. It's definitely not the answer because it's not solving the problem. People are trying to explain this because they don't want to say there's just evil people in the world. Trust me, evil is going to get a hold of something. You take a gun, guess what they're going to use next? A car. You take cars away from everybody, guess what they're going to use next? Knives. You take knives away from everybody else, guess what they're going to use? Rocks. You take rocks away from everybody else, guess what they're going to use? Waterboard. It doesn't matter. People that want to hurt you are going to hurt you. Because at the end of the day, until you change the way you're thinking, because again, let's face it, guns do not pick themselves up. They do not aim at a subject, and they do not pull their own trigger. An evil person behind that tool does. And I'm going to say a tool because that's what I believe a gun is. It is a tool. Just like a hammer. Should we ban all hammers? I mean, let's face it. There have been hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of people that have been killed by hammers intentionally. I mean, we have to put it in perspective. I know it's not the answers you want. I know it's probably against you. I want to blame something too. You think I like covering this? I want to blame something too. Karen, I've got the thing on. I can't. You're gonna have to text me. I can't speak to you. I can't speak to you right now personally. Hey, Karen. Hello. Why isn't? Oh, that's not on speaker. There you go. Okay, sorry. There you are.
No, I'm just gonna keep you quiet. I don't know if you ever heard of this channel. I figured out, pretty sure how the cell phone thing works. I'll just run it by you quick and I'll let you go.
Is this about Savannah Soto?
Yeah. Their cell phone, what this guy said, I've been watching this guy a little bit lately. What they're saying is, with him driving, she was probably the one texting. So she was really involved in a lot more than we think. And so she was probably texting him. So what happened was they got her phone. That's what I remember the cop explaining to the press thing to listen to it. They got her phone. They picked up text messages between her phone and this guy, and then they did the surveillance on the house because they did say that, and they seen the truck there, and then that's how they watching the house. That's how they got him. So I just figured I'd run that by you so you know.
Oh, okay.
But it's I don't know if you ever heard of him. I don't know where I've seen him. He's really good. I don't watch him much, but it's Joseph, and it's GIACALONE.
I know there was a Joseph guy that was covering something with Kylie Rodney, and he was like the wildest conspiracy theorist. Oh, that was Morris. That was Morris.
This guy's like a law enforcement
okay.
type of guy, retired. He's got a YouTube channel.
Well, maybe send it to me because I mean we'll do another live after this active shooting live is done and go over it if we can find some new information that'll help my audience. Our audience.
I'm telling you, audience was going. I mean, I've never seen half the people that are in there. You're getting a lot of new people.
Yeah,
you really are, and that chat was just going wild today.
Yeah, it was hard for me to keep up with it. And I know there were some people that were really upset with some of the things I say, but at the end of the day, I just speak from the heart. And
exactly. It's your channel.
It's just it is what it is.
In fact, I put in there, I said I put some comment, not rudely because I would never do that in your chat, but I said, she can speak her she's got the right to speak her mind is what I put. Nothing rude or nothing,
Right.
But exactly. But that's if you listen to the press conference after me telling you, you'll pick up on. I just couldn't figure out how to explain it to you because I haven't slept and I've been this thing just had me a wreck all night.
Right.
This has really upset me, this case. Yeah. And so they're making sense. He's on there with another professional. It's live right now. And he's explaining, he's a bald guy with glasses. He's explaining that they got her phone in the car because idiot didn't take it. Mm-hmm. That's why it was a frantic type of thing. Everything happened so fast. And they got her probably text messaging him. You figure he's driving or whatever and using her phone. Maybe he forgot his phone. Who knows? I don't know. But they never found it. And that traced him to they knew the suspect. They knew where he lived. And when they got to the house, they see the truck in the driveway and identified the truck. And that's how they got him.
Gotcha.
So, like I was saying, too, remember I was saying that so many people know about this? This guy's got a business. You're not going to tell me his employees didn't recognize him or his truck. I'm sorry.
Oh, they absolutely did.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that recognized him.
Yeah.
So, if you want to check it, I'll take a screenshot. I'll send you a picture of the guy on the channel if you want.
If you can, try to send the URL to my email so I can pull it up on my screen.
All right, let's see if I can figure that out.
Okay. All right. Let me. We gotta go.
All right, love. Bye.
All right. Bye. All right. We're still on the.
Yeah, Justin. So right now we are on the southeast side of the school. I am on the parking lot of the Iowa National Guard, which is directly right next to the parking bus that is next to the school. Right now, you're looking at officials who have been talking for the last 10 minutes on the scene. I haven't had any talks with policemen yet, but we do know is that policemen from West Des Moines, Urbandale, Grimes, multiple units, state troopers have been all over this street right here, Warford Street, and we also have state patrol blocking the corner of Willis Avenue and 22nd Street. From what I've seen so far in the last 30 minutes that I have been in the scene is that ambulances have been entering and leaving the scene, and I've seen a couple students reunite with their families, looking dramatized, but still in good healthy conditions. No injuries have been reported as far as
Whatever. Madison, just be. This is just. I understand that we have, we have differing of opinions, but we have to respect everybody's opinion. We have to respect, and I know it's kind of, it's emotional. All this stuff's emotional for everybody, but we're allowed to have differing of opinions, and let's just be. We're allowed to be. We're healthy debate is what we like on here. So it's like you can debate on the issues, but don't get insulting because even if somebody doesn't agree with your position, you don't want them being insulting to you and vice versa. That's how we keep everything so nice and easy over here on this channel is because we just have some rules here. We don't want to take people's voices away, but we want people to mean what they say what they mean and not say it mean. Our really our only one rule that we have on this account is don't be a Richard, don't be a dick. And as long as you follow that, everybody, you can have your differing of opinions. When you start getting into the insult, and it goes both ways. So I'm not calling you out. I'm just so don't get offended by me saying your name. But and it happens a lot on here because we talk about such emotional topics that I do it too. I do it too. So I get it. I get it. I do it too. CNN Live. Let's see. Live right now is Las Vegas attack, India, and Biden impeachment. I don't see anything else from CNN related to this case unless conference live. Well, we got a live feed for the conference. CNN is definitely spelt wrong. Can somebody submit the or email me the link if you can't put it in the chat? Oh, let me get over here to BHB Gmail. See what we got going on here. Roy, go to my Facebook. Okay, go to my Facebook. But you didn't put your link in for your Facebook, Rhonda. It's hard to go over to your Facebook without the link because I can't. It's hard for me to. I need stuff given to me. You need to put the links in there. Like if you require me to hunt for it, I'm hunting for an active shooting situation. Multiple gunshot victims. They are working on the numbers right now. So we know we have multiple victims. We heard that he unalived himself outside of a school room, and on cable TV. I don't prescribe to cable TV. Unfortunately, I don't have cable TV. ABC is live right now. Let me see ABC. We can probably get ABC up here. Yeah, here we go.
I just talked to a police officer.
Okay.
Police are now stressing that there is no future danger to the public, but would not reveal if the shooter is alive or dead or has been taken into custody. They do say they ID'd the shooter, but have not revealed what that identity is. I want to go over to our Alex Boucher, who's there in Perry, Iowa. Perry, police are still playing this very close to the vest. Alex.
12 command's going to be on 3.
Yes, they absolutely are. Actually, they
Okay,
said
let me pause
that
this.
they weren't going to take any questions. They got questions anyway, but we didn't learn.
Okay, we're hearing some stuff on the.
For scene security, do you have a MAC channel for us? Yes, sir. Command is on 3E. Operations is on MAX 5. I'll be on 3E for the time being. Copy.
Random journalist who's trying to get questions answered from the state troopers, but obviously, I mean, they've already said that they're not going to be taking any more questions. But Dallas County Sheriff Adam Infante, he did say that this they got what they called a Sears radio activation around 7:37 this morning. That's just before classes started, and also, Diane, mind you, this is the first day back from winter break for these students. They said that officers were on scene in about 7 minutes, and as soon as they entered the building, they saw multiple gunshot victims. He doesn't know how many people were injured, but they do say that there is no further danger to the public. And I got a chance to talk to a stepmom of a couple of the students here. One of her kids was hit twice in the back and on the arm. He thankfully is okay. She says her other son actually knew this alleged shooter in some capacity, that he had classes with him. This is a very tight-knit community here in Perry, Iowa. There's some roughly 570 students at this high school, is our understanding. So it's not unfathomable that a lot of these students would actually know either victims or this alleged shooter.
So we definitely. Okay.
But the good news is I have seen, from what I've seen, is students reuniting with their parents, looking a little dramatized, but oh, hold on, stand by.
570 students. Okay, we got, it looks like we're getting ready for the press conference. I like this view.
That we are going to 17th Street.
We'll check all views. Okay, I don't like that one. That's going over.
This is going to be 18th. Go to 17th, up one block.
All right, so it sounds like they might be, we'll go back to this one until I hear something more.
Help probably save lives, and that's a good thing for this morning.
Brad, what do you make of that timing for a shooter to come into a school and open fire, but to arrive there before school was fully in session?
Wow.
Well, it might suggest that he knew who he was going to shoot, that this was not I'm just going to go into school and shoot anybody, I don't really care, to a targeted individual or group that he chose to shoot.
Okay. We just heard that they're going to be starting the press conference very soon. They're going to be starting the press conference very, very soon.
Okay. If it's okay with you, the sheriff just told me to move all my stuff onto the other side of the school.
So we're going to be moving this camera to the other side of the school. So let me go ahead and go back to the other camera for the time being.
Right, I'm going.
Everything's set up there, though.
Franklin Henry 044. Can you send that to my email?
I'm going to.
The press conference is over. How's the press conference over? We've been here the whole time.
To the football field of the school.
Oh, there it is.
Mary George X-ray 422.
How is the press conference over? I'm watching it. Oh, there it is. Sure as shit. We missed it. Let's go ahead and watch it now. I don't know how we missed it. We had all this stuff up here.
Students, with the teachers, with the staff. How much does that make a difference when something like this actually becomes a reality?
Diane, it saves lives. Everybody has to know where to go and immediately close that door and lock it. We see the tragedy of Uvalde. We don't want to see that again. We've seen it since that time, some really tight responses and protocols. And that goes kudos to those law enforcement who does that and coordinates. It's not done willy-nilly. It's done through exercises and training, tabletops and that type of thing.
I don't know how the hell we
County.
There you go. I don't know.
Response. They cannot wear just plain clothes. It's an important point.
Here we go.
And it looks like those officials in Perry, Iowa are getting ready to give an update now on that shooting. Again, so far they have told us one person is dead at this shooting in Perry, Iowa. Very few details released other than that so far. Let's listen into what police are saying now.
Adam Infante, INFANTE.
Sorry about that, guys.
I'm the sheriff here in Dallas County. I'm joined by our state, local, and federal partners here at the Perry High School. This morning at approximately 7:37 a.m., we had a Sears radio activation at the high school, which indicated an active shooter situation. An officer first arrived within 7 minutes of that activation and located multiple gunshot victims. We're still unclear of exactly how many are injured or what the extent of those are, but we're working on that right now. There is no further danger to the public. The community is safe. We're just now working backwards, trying to figure out everything that happened and make notifications.
He seems shaken.
There'll be another update later on today. It's still very early. This happened at approximately 7:37 this morning. School didn't start yet, luckily. So there was very few students and faculty in the building, which I think contributed to a good outcome in that sense. But we'll have more information later on this afternoon. We will not be releasing any more information in the meantime. So please be patient with us so that we can talk with these victims and their families and try and figure out what happened. We won't be answering any questions today either, or right now. We'll let you know later on this afternoon, what time we'll be meeting back with you again, and we hope to provide more detail then.
So can we just to be clear, you don't have a number of people who were injured in this?
We're still working on that.
Have you identified the shooter?
Yes.
What's their current status? Are they alive? Or
We'll get to that later on this afternoon.
can you confirm if the shooter was a student at the school?
I can't confirm that right now.
Can you confirm any deaths?
Is there
No,
a
not right now.
reunification center for families and students right now?
Great point. The reunification center has already been established, and at most of those, I think all the kids have been reunified already. So we're good in that area. Thank you.
Were there any faculty members that were hurt?
I can't answer that question yet.
Have you made any apprehensions or arrests?
Can't answer that question yet either.
We'll take no further questions at this time. We'll see you this afternoon.
Sorry, just want to make sure.
I will let you know. We don't know.
Iowa Department of Public Safety will push out a message as far as location and time of the next press conference.
Okay.
So if you go to the Iowa Department of Public Safety website, it'll be posted there probably
Shortly after noon.
Shortly after noon.
Available?
I'm sorry.
Any surveillance video available?
There's nothing more that we're going to be able
thank
to
you.
answer right now.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
back.
That was Dallas County Sheriff Infante giving an update on a shooting at a high school.
Okay, so we understand what is now going on. Okay, so this is what I heard. Okay, just bear with me and let's see if we agree on this aspect of it. So it sounds to me, from based on what we just heard, and we can go back and review it, it sounds to me like this assailant came to the school before school started. It sounds like this assailant had a specific target in mind because, now granted, there was obviously multiple victims. It sounds like there's at least one homicide or suicide. At least one person is deceased. And they have no number on if any more have been deceased. They won't tell us who is deceased. They won't tell us. Okay. They won't tell us who is deceased or the condition, whether it's faculty member, if it's students. At this point, we have to acknowledge that it sounds like there may be multiple students that were affected by this. It sounds like there are people that are going. We just heard on our radio feed that people were still going to the hospital this afternoon, even though this situation happened this morning, unless the feed is off by hours. The live feed that we've been hearing is off by hours. It sounds like people with wounds were still being transported to local hospitals. We learned that the other students, it appears as of this morning before noon, they have all been reunified with their families that we know of, and that's related to the daycare and the elementary school. This community, from what I gathered, is a smaller community. Only less than 600 students go to this high school, and this high school is doubled as a middle school. So it's a middle school / high school. It's double duty. So one section of the school is specifically designated for the middle school, and one section of the school is designated specifically for the high school. So this is a small community, and everybody seems to know everybody. Let's give us some demographics on Perry, Iowa, for the audience. So, wow. So this kind of explains it a little bit better. So Perry is a city in Dallas County, Iowa, United States, along the North Raccoon River. The population is only 7,836 at the time of the 2020 census. It shows the population at 7,929 at the 2021 census. So we have less than 8,000 people in this entire community of Perry. Very small community. So 8,000 people, I mean, to be honest with you, that's small. It's small. Give me just a second. 3 others were injured, including 2 students and an administrator, police said. The shooter is believed dead from an apparent self-inflicted wound and may have been a student, according to multiple law enforcement officials briefed on the matter. 3 others were injured, including 2 students and an administrator, the official said. One of the injured may be fatal, but the investigation is ongoing, the officials said. I think people are paying attention. I think, to be honest with you, I think these parents are well versed. Even that lady that we were just talking about, what was it, yesterday? Her son, they had just had Christmas. It was the day after Christmas, and he fatally stabs his mother. He's a 20-something-year-old, 23-year-old, has a 28-year-old sister, a 27-year-old sister. One of his sisters he stabbed in the back. Both of his sisters got lacerations. And he killed his mother. And the reason why is because they were going to go on a cruise, and they stopped because they saw the behavioral change and the fact that they were sitting around for Christmas, and he was giving them gun signs like this, while they're sitting around opening Christmas gifts and having Christmas dinner. And it scared the mother. But you can't tell me that mother did not see signs before he started doing fake, gun things at Christmas dinner. And she waits until it gets to the point of no return before she finally starts calling in for mental health. And they start calling in for mental health. And when she does, the son grabs a knife and starts stabbing her while she's trying to get him help. So what I'm trying to say is it's not their fault. I think there's a point where parents don't want to believe what they're seeing. I think it's not being ignored, it's denial. I truly believe parents are in denial. I think people and parents this day and age are trying to think, I went through, behavioral changes as a child. It's just normal run-of-the-mill stuff. See, we are all taking a back seat because we're thinking this is normal because our parents didn't allow us to have normal, but we're not realizing this world is a really effed up world right now. I grew up in a community with 20,000 people. Everyone knew everyone. So a town of 7,000. Yeah, exactly. It is absolutely. And they're saying it's, yeah. Boy mom says, oh no. And sad. I bet this is true. The person did it so she can say I was the first. Oh, you know what? That's disgusting. But you know what? It's our fault. And sometimes I feel like if we didn't make it so notable, or we didn't bring so much attention to it for the media, everything's a double-edged sword, right? There's a pro and con to every decision we make. For every decision we make, there's a equal and opposite counter reaction to it, right? And we just hope that the opposite counter reaction to it is a lot less than the reaction we're going for. And I kind of feel like, you know, media is part of the problem. The work that we do can be part of the problem. For example, if Columbine didn't blow up like it did, would it if it would have had the chain reaction that it did for our students to this day? Probably not. If it was just left in a local newspaper and it didn't put the idea in somebody else's mind, you guys are going to kill me. You know, you guys are going to kill me because I'm about to do another animal analogy. I know how much my haters hate my animalistic analogies. I know. I get it. I know you guys don't like them. What the hell is going on here? Hold on a second. Let me get in there because I wanted to do my boo. And of course, my buttons are all off because I hit a button on here and took them all off. There we go. So I know you guys are about to have heartburn because I'm about to do another animalistic situation. You know, actually, you know what? Now that I went on that tangent, I almost forgot my animalistic analogy. I'll think of it again. Let me read.
Breaking the EMS patch for R1 Pack 14. Again, breaking the EMS patch for R1 Pack 14.
Oh, I remember what it was. So it's all about putting it into your mind. For example, I had a dog, and my dog was in a fenced-in backyard. My dog never dug a hole under the fence, never dug anything, right? And so my girlfriend comes over and she's like, "Oh, well, I got my dog. Let me bring my dog over." Sure, no problem. That'd be great, right? My girlfriend coming over. I've got a dog. She's got a dog. We got a huge backyard. You know what I'm saying? A play date for the animals, cocktails for mommies. You know, the idea was great, right? It was great. So then we're here. We're like, you know, the dogs need to go out and play. Like they're playing around in the house. They have a small house. Time to kick them out of the house. And so we put the dogs outside. Next thing we know, both the dogs are in the front of the house. And she tells me at that point, "Oh, I forgot to tell you my dog likes to dig." Great. Yay. So she leaves. I put my dog in the backyard. And now my dog won't stay in the backyard. That dog just taught my dog how to escape from the backyard. Now I have to go get chicken wire and chicken wire under the dirt because I let my friend bring her dog over here. What am I trying to get with this analogy? What I'm trying to say is that these things are not in our minds, yet here we have news going all over. And now you just put something in the mind of somebody that didn't have that idea previously. And now we have a problem because this person just heard on the news, they're probably thinking, "Oh, I'll never get there," until they do. And then boom, now you got kids wanting, if they have problems and they don't like life and they're ready to check out because they want to make a stupid, insequential problem a permanent problem, but they just can't say, "Oh, I just want to off myself and take myself out of this miserable life." No, they've got to say, "Oh, I want to go take out because I can't control my emotions and I allow somebody to be sucked into my crap and rent space in my head for free because they did something to me or something I perceive. Now I'm angry with them. So now I've got to take them out because they made my life miserable." I'm so sick of hearing that excuse from people that somebody else made your life miserable. You control your destiny. You control what happens to you. If you're feeling that miserable, you need to find a way to resolve that and resolve it lawfully and legally. What this person just did is took out a person and then off themselves. And I'm pretty sure we're going to find out it was over something really stupid. Really, really stupid. And then we're going to want to say, well, what would make this person do this? Well, I don't know if it's the vaccines that they're giving the kids today that's screwing up their brains, or if it's video games that have desensitized our children because it's okay now to go run over grandma with a car, shoot grandma up, steal grandma's purse, on these video games, and they call that entertainment. Maybe some of that is brainwashing our children to dehumanize them to other human beings. We're doing a lot of stuff that is making people look at people, instead of them being human, them being basically a piece of paper that could be crumbled up and thrown away. We've instilled that in our children. When I was going to school, the preservation of life was number one before anything else. It was preservation of life was taught to us as young children. It was taught to us when we were growing up. We had Tetris, we had Mario Karts. It was when the Call of Duty, and even the Call of Duty is not a bad thing. Military stuff, we realize it goes on. People like to shoot guns. We understand boys and toys, right? But when you start getting into these Grand Theft Auto type of programs, these things where you only get points if you do damage to somebody else, I think is sending a really poor message to young kids, because let's face it, it's the young kids playing these games. I can tell you, I'm 44 years old. I don't play video games. Why? Because I ain't a freaking kid. These people that live in these fantasy worlds, they never get out of these fantasy worlds, even as adults. You don't believe me? Look at all the gamers that are living at home in mommy's basement at 40 years old playing video games. I'm sorry. I don't feel like dating somebody like that, and I don't feel like being somebody like that. 76. Betty, you're mean.
Going to the GCJ.
I am.
2 males.
I'm absolutely mean. Yoo-hoo. All right, guys, that's all I have. We're almost at the top of 2 hours. Let's see if we hear anything else. It seems like we're going to have another press conference later this afternoon with more details of what happened today. This was just a press conference letting the public know they don't have information, but the threat has been neutralized. That's basically what they were telling us. They spent just a few minutes there. They didn't want to answer questions. News media, we all do it. When we're there, we want as much information as possible. They didn't want to give it. They're not ready to give it yet. They're probably not ready to give it yet because they got to make notification of the deceased. They got to make notification to the suspect that may be deceased's family. They got to notify next of kin on anybody that's deceased. They still probably have a mess of calling for, we still have at least 3 victims that had to go to the hospital. They believe one person is dead in addition to the shooter. And again, that still wasn't confirmed or corroborated by law enforcement. So we have to even take all of that as rumor. The only facts that we have right now is that a shooting took place early morning before school started. Some of the students were involved in it, may have been a victim of it. That's as much as we know. We have no numbers. We have no idea whether the suspect is dead or alive. We have no idea whether other people have died. We are getting news from mainstream media sources coming in from them saying that there is at least one person that lost their life in this attack. But again, it's not corroborated by law enforcement. But if it's coming from mainstream media, I kind of tend, at least on this respect, believe that a little more than not. Shooter is deceased. They're saying the shooter is absolutely, without a doubt, deceased. If you learned anything new on this show, if you like the breaking news, if you like the coverage, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to find ways to support this channel, there's many ways you can do it. You can support it by helping out with the Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. You can do Super Chat, Super Thanks, or Super Stickers. And you can just simply, for free, watch the videos, pass them on, and share them out to other people. That is really the most help. And if you really, really like this channel, why don't you consider thumbing up the segment? It helps get this video out to more people to be able to preview it. I want to thank you all for being here. God bless you. This world is getting crazier, and I'm sorry that I say things that people don't like. But I'm sick and tired of seeing this America. Okay, this is not the way our country was a few short years ago. There's a reason why it's becoming this way now. And we, as the community, we need to be unifying, not dividing. All of us. Unifying. Because at the end of the day, we're in this sinking boat together. And we can either start bailing water out, or we can start putting more holes in our ship. Take your pick. Take your pick. But I'm tired of covering this crap. And you should be too. God bless you. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. And guys, we got to start being kinder to one another, because we are the ones destroying our country. We are, with our hate, our intolerance, our bullying. We are the cause. God bless.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.